In our world, you know, we are taught that we're alone, that we're born alone, and that we're gonna die alone, right? And often there is a certain perspective that's been adopted and inherited in our minds that being alone is somehow an offense or a bad thing. As though it's something we should shun because, for some reason, it means you're not beautiful enough, successful enough, or bold enough to be around others. Now, in my opinion, while it is true that we're all born to this earth with that pervading sense of loneliness, it's but really the human condition to overcome this thought form, to realize that we, in fact, are not alone at all. Once you realize this truth, being alone becomes almost a solace instead of a hindrance. You begin to enjoy your time, and that encroaching feeling, it kind of dies. Underneath the surface of our human experience is a deeper meaning and a hidden growth that most of the population in the adult world itself, hasn't come to grips with. And that is the deeper self, alchemized through the pain of facing our false selves. Yet so many have not gotten to this stage, and some might not ever. I'd like to think otherwise. Call me an eternal optimist. Maybe I am. So, we live in an ever-changing society that encourages more and more, especially lately, our own isolation. And that pervading sense of loneliness, it kind of gives birth to this uplifting voice that cries within the human psyche. Our soul, our spirit, heck, our entire existence, Humanity has been spun far too long on this miraculously disgusting carousel wheel of repeating history over and over again. Yet, within ourselves, we actually have the power to change how that unfolds. If we can first accept the power that we do have in being alone. I mean that. So with each defeat in your life, bad experiences, traumas, losses, I know that some can find it easier, and I've done this, to cave into that weakness and feel as though you're unworthy. You feel you're unworthy of love, unworthy of compassion, unworthy of the truth, unworthy of, even yourself. Right? But the truth is, it's through what I would call dark pits of our unconscious mind and the heart that has been disconnected is where that sense, that seed of hope, which feels it's been squashed by outside forces, actually exists. You see, man is currently at war with its own internal essence, and this is being highlighted more and more by everything going on around us currently. Its own heart is at war, and the higher truths of who we really are. And yeah, some get caught up in that war. Those well-meaning can get stuck at a certain stage where they're constantly fighting. Some never leave the battlements, or that field where that rage, well, it swells in the belly, full of hatred towards ourselves, judging others, tossing them aside because of our own judgments of them. It's a twisting and writhing emptiness, like a void. But there are those who actually take up the mantle. And this is what I'm really talking about here. Taking up the mantle of your own heart and looking upon it bravely, no matter how freaking scary it actually is. And facing the pain of that emptiness that shadows over you, towering over your own power. We've been conditioned throughout history by external forces, some seen and some unseen, to not only ignore the fact that we're more powerful as a species than we give ourselves credit for, and that our hearts are actually really strong, especially when they beat as one, but that our own soul should be condemned for our own quote-unquote unholiness, uncleanliness. These are all simply lies. It's just lies. Then we're taught that it's our own fault. People get taught this for simply existing by the voices of the masses in our world that expresses the power over our hearts and takes it away. Now, I know that most of us know that we're not rats stuck in a maze with one another, but some don't. We're not meant to feed on one another and our environment until there is nothing left. No, we're just not. We're meant to actually break free of that mind-numbing fucking exercise that pits us against one another just to get that last piece of food, right? That last dollar, that last breath of air, that last fucking pill, whatever it is. Those that hear me know exactly what I mean when I talk about this. You do. Our very own nature has been turned against us in this. It's disgusting, but it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't. We're meant to take up our own pain. We're meant to take it and rise like a phoenix out of the fire from what's been shoved down our throats for millennia. A poison that we've all been forced to drink. And we're supposed to like it? To see the truth through the fires, okay, of our own denial and the shadows inside of us that we let persist. Love. Divine love. And waking up to the facts, okay, that the truth has remained hidden from us. So that the bare, naked, ugly fucking truth can be thrown onto the table for examination by everybody. Whatever is going on inside you right this very second is asking for your attention. Not the television, not your smartphone, not Facebook, not a text from someone, not a friend down the road, not your partner, not your parents, hell, not even what I'm freaking saying here, not even this message, right? It's your heart. It's calling out for you to reconcile and face who you are with the strength you know you have, but has been squashed. That beating within your heart is calling for you to pay attention to the truth of your actual nature within your own uniting force of will, spirit, love, and eternal strength. You know what I'm saying? You know exactly what it is within yourself that you haven't faced because of all of these distractions. The truth of the pain and the separation is only a gateway to the unknown and infinite truths being unheard amongst the millions of voices around us daily that lie. The question is, what is your heart calling for you to do? What does your heart scream at you to do daily? What does it tell you in the early hours of the morning that you need to listen to, that you're picking up your phone and ignoring, or just not even looking at the sky, not even breathing in the air? What does your heart beat for? Is it just an organ, right? Are we just given these hearts as organs to just pump our blood through our system, or is that blood more sacred than we think? It's something deeper. I can tell you this from my experience. There's a sacredness within every single one of us, within all of us, no matter where you're from or what your blood has. This is that love, that true love, not that shit you see on TV. It's in all of us. Now is the time to face it and integrate your heart back into your core being. You could not pick a better time than now. And you can do it. I know you can.